Did you know that nearly 1 in every 20 people in the US struggles with hoarding? That's about 12 million Americans who find it hard to let go of their belongings. While many think hoarding is just a messy habit, it goes much deeper. Research shows that clutter can lead to serious health problems, financial waste, and emotional stress. Here's another shocking fact. People with cluttered homes often spend 55 minutes a day searching for lost items. That's almost a full workday each week. Imagine what you could do with all that extra time. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden costs of hoarding that nobody talks about. We'll dive into the emotional toll it takes, the surprising financial burden it creates, and the ways it can harm your health. Plus, we'll share practical strategies to help you break free from clutter and live a happier, simpler life. Get ready to discover how to reclaim your space and peace of mind. You deserve to live in a home that feels like a sanctuary, not a storage unit. Let's get started. Chapter 1. The emotional debt you didn't know you owe. Hoarding weighs you down emotionally more than you might expect. Have you ever noticed how clutter makes you feel restless or anxious? It's not just in your head. Studies show that clutter can increase cortisol levels, the hormone responsible for stress. In fact, a study from UCLA found that women who live in cluttered spaces tend to have higher levels of stress throughout the day. But why does this happen? Your brain is constantly processing everything in your environment, even subconsciously. The more things around you, the more overwhelmed your mind becomes. It's like trying to navigate through a messy room blindfolded. You're bound to trip over something eventually. One strategy to relieve this emotional debt is to start small. Marie Kondo, author of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, suggests starting by decluttering items that don't spark joy. It sounds simple, but it's a powerful way to emotionally detach from your things. The less you own, the less your brain has to process. Another helpful tip is to practice mindful decluttering. When you're sorting through your belongings, take a moment to recognize the emotional attachments you have to certain objects. Ask yourself, does this item serve me, or is it holding me back? The answer will surprise you more often than not. Chapter 2. Clutter's silent impact on your wallet. Hoarding doesn't just mess with your emotions, it also drains your finances in ways you might not notice. You might think that holding on to things saves money, but in reality, it's often the opposite. A survey from the National Association of Professional Organizers found that 1 in 4 people pay bills late because they lose them in the clutter. Late fees can add up quickly, eating away at your savings. Then there are storage costs. In the US alone, the self-storage industry is worth nearly $40 billion, and a huge chunk of that money comes from people storing things they'll never use again. Imagine paying hundreds of dollars a year to store items that are simply collecting dust. A good strategy here is to calculate the real cost of storing your items. For example, if you're paying $100 a month for a storage unit, that's $1,200 a year. Ask yourself, are the items inside worth more than that? If not, it's time to let them go. You can also try the one in, one out rule. For every new item you bring into your home, commit to getting rid of something old. This helps keep clutter from building up and forces you to really evaluate each purchase. Chapter 3. The time trap. How hoarding steals your hours. Time is one of the most precious things we have, but hoarding slowly drains it away. Did you know the average person spends 55 minutes a day looking for lost items? That's almost a full workday each week, just spent searching for misplaced things like keys, documents, or even your phone. Clutter leads to constant distractions. Every time you walk past a pile of random papers or open a messy drawer, it grabs your attention. Studies have shown that clutter can reduce focus and even make it harder to complete tasks. Over time, this leads to decreased productivity and more stress. A great way to reclaim your time is to create designated spaces for your most important items. Hooks for keys, a tray for your phone, or labeled folders for bills can drastically reduce the time you spend hunting for things. Another strategy is the 10-minute declutter rule. Spend just 10 minutes at the end of each day clearing off surfaces and putting things back in their place. It's a small effort with big results. You'll save time the next day, and your mind will feel clearer too. Lastly, consider setting up a clutter-free zone, a room or space in your home where clutter is strictly not allowed. This will give you a place to retreat when the rest of your home feels overwhelming. If you're finding these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on living a minimalist lifestyle. Chapter 4. Health risks you're ignoring in the chaos. Most people don't realize that hoarding can negatively impact their health. It's not just about tripping over piles of stuff, there are real physical risks involved. For example, a study from the American Lung Association found that dust, mold, and allergens accumulate in cluttered spaces, leading to respiratory problems like asthma or allergies. In severe cases, hoarding can create an environment where pests, like mice or cockroaches, thrive. These pests carry diseases, and their droppings can make you sick. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, warns that over 14 million households in the U.S. have significant pest problems due to clutter and poor home maintenance. So, how do you protect your health while reducing clutter? Start by identifying the hot spots in your home where dust and dirt build up the most. It's usually areas like closets, under the bed, or corners of rooms. Focus on deep cleaning these areas first. You can also take a layered approach. Don't try to declutter and clean everything at once. Begin with one area, like your bedroom, and work outward. Use air purifiers to reduce allergens as you clear the space. If mold is an issue, consider hiring professionals to help safely remove it. Chapter 5. How hoarding shrinks your living space. Literally and mentally, hoarding doesn't just take up physical space, it clutters your mind too. When your home is filled with things, even the largest rooms can start to feel cramped and suffocating. In fact, researchers from Princeton University found that physical clutter competes for your attention, leaving you feeling mentally overwhelmed and unable to focus. What's more, cluttered spaces can lower your creativity. Have you ever noticed how it's harder to brainstorm ideas or relax in a messy room? That's because a chaotic environment keeps your brain in a state of distraction. When your surroundings are chaotic, it becomes difficult to find clarity in your thoughts. One of the best strategies to reclaim your living space is to use the 4-box method. Label 4 boxes as keep, donate, trash, and relocate. Go through each room in your house with these boxes, and be intentional about where each item goes. The goal is to reduce the number of items in your home, which will automatically open up space. Another helpful tactic is the visualize your ideal room strategy. Close your eyes and picture what your room would look like with only the essentials. This mental exercise helps you get a clear vision of what you truly need, making it easier to let go of things that don't fit your vision. Chapter 6. The hidden social costs of living in clutter. People often overlook the social impact of hoarding. Cluttered homes can lead to isolation because many people feel too embarrassed to invite friends or family over. A survey by the National Association of Professional Organizers found that 40% of people feel shame about their messy homes, which prevents them from having guests. This isolation can take a toll on your relationships. It's not just about your social life, hoarding can also create tension within families. If you're living with others, they might feel frustrated or trapped by the clutter. It can even lead to arguments and resentment. A strategy to overcome this is to start with open conversations. Talk to your loved ones about the clutter and how it's affecting your relationships. Being honest and transparent can reduce the tension and open the door to solutions. Another useful strategy is to create clutter-free zones where you can comfortably entertain guests. Start with a small area, like a dining room or living room, and make it a space you're proud to show off. This will encourage more social interactions and help rebuild your confidence. If you're really struggling, consider hiring a professional organizer. Sometimes a fresh pair of eyes can help you see your home in a new light. They can guide you through the process of decluttering without judgment and help you create systems that keep clutter at bay long term. If you found value in these insights, make sure to subscribe for more tips and guidance on embracing a minimalist lifestyle.